Good morning, my name's Dylan, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a triller noise. Specifically, I'm going to call this one the video game triller because it sounds like old school video games. We're going to be using it's going to be three different patches on two different instruments, so you get a lot of new sounds today. Well, not new sounds, you get a lot of sounds being made in different ways. There are three different patches for free. That's what I'm doing, and they sound like this. Anyway, so we're going to start with the first sound in massive. It will be in massive. The first two will be in massive, and the third one will be in FM8. Let's unassign bit crusher because we'll use that to make it extra video game later. Start with massive, start with new sound. File new sound is how you do that. You're going to go to LFO5 and assign it to a square wave and assign the X fade curve all the way up. Assign that fifth LFO to oscillator 1 and go with 7, and you will have made your the basis of your first sound. After you click the sync button, you will have made the sound. It's a bit too much for me to on and off to 7th and then, or to 5th and then 1st. So we're going to select the sine wave and use it to barely influence our curve, our square wave, so you get a little bit of micro glide and a little bend with it. If you go all the way down to sine wave, it's just vibrato. Kind of lame, kind of dorky, but just a little bit in the first X, a little bit of it in the square wave is a good thing. It's always a good thing. We're gonna assign polysaw 1 and just kind of tweak it a little bit. Assign LFO5 to it and rush it up to 7. Oh boy, I just got an email. I hope it's a good email. Anyway, that's the sound you're going to be making. That's basically the first sound. So we're gonna exit out of that. Just gonna start with the second massive sound. Oop. Those are all my patches. Going to go file new sound and not file open sound because you don't need to do that. You need to make one, not open one. Anyway, basically same thing. Go to LFO5 and switch it from LFO to stepper by clicking on this little thing right here, stepper. You could write out a whole melodic sequence in here, which could be pretty cool, but we're not going to do that today. Depending on how fast I can get through this while still being articulate in the information, we might go back to this. But anyway, drag it to 2 and assign it to about 7. Drag your stepper and assign it to the pitch of oscillator 1 and drag it up 12. And the reason you're going to drag it up 12 and not 7 is because we need to tell the pitch that we're going, when we use the stepper, it's going to use every step to modulate by 1 semitone, 1 note. 32 will get you the same effect as 16 using the LFO. Let's fill it out a little bit more. Let's use some polysaw 2 just for difference. Drag it down to about the same. And assign it. Drag it all the way up to 12. Anyway, we'll come back to that in a second. We're going to open up the FM8 now and file new sound. Going to go down to expert, go to your F oscillator, and click the Sawtooth wave. It's going to be pretty quiet, so you're going to want to turn up the output to 100 and feed it back a little bit to make it a little bit brighter. Just a little bit more. Let's go to that master and use some more voices and turn up the volume. Let's make it a little bit analog just because it sounds cool. Anyway, you're going to go to your arpeggiator on FM8 in the sidebar there. You're going to scroll it back to 2, go up to this part where it says where it's your internal, or it's the clock of it, and assign it to 30-second notes. And go down to transpose and click up to 7. Turning it on might be a good thing. Turning it on is always a good thing. See how it's a bit choppy? You're going to go over to note length and turn it up to about, let's go with 80, 85. And that sounds pretty good. Normally I'd use this to make a way cooler thing right now, but I want to go back and show you the how to actually make melodic sequences out of this. You could probably guess, but this is what it will sound like. We're just gonna go. Oh, excuse me. We're just gonna go root 5th, octave 5th for our. To fill it out, I turned it back more a little bit past the middle to go fill it out with a square wave. Anyway, you could literally write a 16-phrase melodic sequence, which you could actually, in theory, use for a 16-bar bass progression, but I wouldn't recommend that. Back to the Triller, and this is the sound these are the 3 sounds you've just now made if you've been following along. Anyway, so there's that. Don't forget, rate, comment, subscribe, tell the people you want to who want to know about this. 3 patches in one go. I think that's a new record for me anyway. I hope you like it. Oh, before I go, if you wanted to make this sound more video game-esque, you're going to use the Bit Crusher. I've used the 16-bit downshift patch because I like 16-bit. I prefer 16-bit video games, to be honest, to today's games, because I don't know, Super Nintendo is great and Genesis does what Nintendo don't. So this is the sound you will make if you feel the urge to bit crush. Anyway, so yeah, it's a bit more archaic, Pac-Man-esque, Asteroids, Galaga, Berserk, Donkey Kong type sound, but I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Again, do all those things I said before. Enjoy your Thursday, and have yourself a fantastic weekend.